Hey everyone, this is Randy with AGM, and in this video we are talking about thermal handheld devices. So for many of you guys that get into night hunting, a lot of guys will actually start picking up most likely a rifle scope first. So for guys getting into night hunting, they're looking at the features and benefits of different scope models. Eventually, almost all of the time, when someone buys a thermal scope, their next purchase is a thermal handheld device. And there's many reasons for that. If you find yourself and you're out and you're hunting after you've got, whether it be even a digital night vision scope or a thermal scope, and you're doing night hunting enough, you're gonna find out real soon that it's not really comfortable to be sitting in a stand glued to your gun and swiveling left and right to look at your environment, to look for animals that you're hunting. So for a lot of you guys, that's hogs and coyotes. Well, that's not fun. It doesn't take long for hunters to realize that what they would prefer is a small handheld device that is used strictly for spotting animals at night to help alleviate some of that pain that you're feeling when you're glued to your gun all the time. And for that reason, we have a number of thermal handheld devices to choose from. We have everything on the low end of the price point all the way up to, you could spend anywhere from $400 all the way up to over $4,000 or even $7,000, depending on what your needs are. Now, for many of you guys, when you get into night hunting, the majority of your budget is focused on your scope. Most people, they will allocate more of their funds towards budgeting for a higher quality rifle scope and then getting a lower quality handheld device. And there's reasons for that. However, when you're standing there and you're stationary and you're just looking for animals to shoot, you don't necessarily need to be able to identify what it is that you're seeing until you're ready to take a shot. And that is when a thermal handheld comes in perfectly. So for a lot of people, what this means is hiking or going to your location where you're going to be doing the hunting, and then simply, instead of being on your gun, panning left and right, using a monocular to look at your environment. So for a lot of people, that just means seeing an animal of some kind. With an optic that has a smaller resolution and a smaller lens, like the one in my hand right now, I might not necessarily be able to identify an animal that I'm looking at great distances, but I will know it's there. So what that means is that as I'm sitting there and looking and panning left and right, I'm at least going to be able to spot movement and see an animal of some kind, and then from that point I could simply get on my gun and swivel over, and then using my higher quality optic on my rifle, I can then identify what it is that I saw. When you're looking into handheld devices, the features are almost universal across the board. All of these models have, a couple color palettes to choose from. All of them will allow you to digitally zoom, and some of them have different functions in them, but for the most part, they're the same. Some of them have internal batteries that you have to charge by themselves, and some of them have removable batteries, like our Sidewinder series. But when making the choice that's best for you, it's really going to come down to how much money you want to spend and how much identification capability you want to pay for. As the germanium lens gets smaller and the resolution gets smaller, they get cheaper, they get less expensive. So we have something that's fantastic for guys that really don't want to spend more than maybe $500 or $600. Depending on what your needs are, you might find yourself wanting to get into more of a premium thermal monocular like our Sidewinder series and have better identification capability. Another reason you might want to get into a thermal handheld is really for a buddy. So if you do a lot of night hunting and you're going out by yourself, you'll learn very quickly you'll want a thermal handheld just to make it more comfortable and easier for you. But for a lot of guys, it also enables you to bring a buddy. So if I have someone who I want to bring with me, I can stay on my rifle with a thermal scope and I could be scanning left and right. Maybe that's not as cumbersome and as annoying if I'm just looking at just kind of a basic area and I'm only moving a little bit on my left, and my buddy can hold the handheld and he could be looking right from me. So you can essentially bring someone along and enjoy night hunting without being alone. And for that reason, thermal handhelds are also fantastic. All right, so depending on what your needs are, we have a number of product lines available that can do a variety of different things. Our Sting IR series is fantastic at helmet mounted or just a small, lightweight kind of thermal monocular that you can use. But like I said, it's also helmet mounted, so you can be hands-free if you need. It's got a 1-power base mag. It doesn't have great distance, but it's still a fantastic little unit. It's compact, it's lightweight. A lot of guys really enjoy our Taipan series. It's a fantastic little thermal monocular. The buttons are simple, the layout's really easy to use. The focus knob's up front for some of the cheaper options. The focus knob is just back here on the eyepiece. It's a pretty basic unit, but a lot of guys love these. These will go down to 160 up to 384 in resolution. We have 160, 256, and 384 resolution options essentially on those. And then if you want a more premium monocular, we have our Sidewinder series, which are 384 and 640, and just a better sensor, 12 microns, sub 20 millikelvin, more rugged body, removable 18650 batteries. So we'll talk more in detail about this product line in a future video, but as a whole, we have a wide variety of monoculars and handhelds that do different things for your needs. All right, guys, so that's thermal handheld devices. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section, and we will see you next time.